2 days in a row, we're doing okay. Legends, welcome along to a swift little vlog tonight. I just wanted to have a little chat about something that's just gone on in my mind over the last couple of days. I like to consume a lot of content as well as making it, and you know, it's always a good exercise just to see what's going on out there, what other people are doing, and just keeping up with the trends and whatnot. But I have been noticing a heck of a lot right now on TikTok, of all places. I'm actually there as well, under Here's Rotters, if you're interested in checking that out. There's been a lot of videos going up there recently from users that are trying to, it's almost excusing themselves for the content that they're making. It comes with the territory. As soon as you start creating content, putting anything out there, you're putting yourself out there for feedback and criticism. It's all part of the game. It's all good. And in the early days, this stuff can really paralyze a new user, a new creator. And you know, I used to fall into the trap as well of, you know, someone getting all upset about you making a video and whatnot, and then leaving you a snide comment in the comment section, and you would take the bait and you would lift your camera and you would hit the record button and blast the people for giving you a hard time. But it's one of these things that, you know, you just need to look at it in the right perspective. It happens to me all the time. Not so much these days, you know, it's nobody cares. But from time to time, you do still get the odd person coming on there that'll give you a hard time about things, and I have found that it's just people that are, the last person that did it to me, I'm pretty sure I've spoken about this before, had a huge problem with the vlog content, making videos, putting them out there, and it just seemed to be, this same guy just seemed to be giving me a hard time quite a bit. And I got to the point where, you know, I make no apologies for it. As I say, it's all part of the game. You need to take it if you're going to be doing this sort of thing. Just take it to the chin, let it go. But there always will be those people that just keep coming at you, and I make no apologies for it. If someone is a pain in the butt long enough, I will block them off all social media, off the YouTube channel, podcasts, whatever it may be. You're entitled to your own opinion, but once you're getting to that point where you're just literally going after someone to be as destructive as possible, it's time you're out of there. I make no apologies for it, and you make no apologies for it. If it gets to that point you feel you have to do that, you do that. It's your own peace of mind as all it is at the end of the day. You need to keep yourself right up here. But it's this guy, one channel blocked, a couple of weeks later another channel pop up, will turn out to be the same guy, block that channel. At the very end, he actually came at me with a channel underneath his own name, and I literally went in there and had a look at the videos, what he had done, and it turns out, like, a good few years earlier, whenever he was quite a bit younger, he had done a couple of video blogs, something similar to the style of the videos I make. Did a grand total of 2 of them, and stopped making videos, and just even in the content of the videos itself, it was just obvious, particularly in Northern Ireland. You see, if you're doing this sort of thing in Northern Ireland, you'll get torn to pieces for it by your pals, of all things. People that are your friends will actually give you a really hard time, go at you. As soon as you pull out a camera and get it going there, they'll start making, and I want to be careful in the wording that I use here. Let's just say adult content, okay? Are you making adult content? You know, is there going to be a couch involved, if you get my meaning? All that sort of stuff, they'll automatically go there straight away. This guy's vlogs had a lot of that on it. He was getting a hard time recording the videos. He'd actually edited the video and uploaded it, and it was just obvious from the viewer watching the outside he was getting a hard time even making the video. Sort of just seemed that it killed his intentions of keeping going and coming after me now because it was someone that he had. This is someone I had actually met face to face on multiple occasions. That was giving me a hard time. Happens all the time. It's just something you have to deal with and get by it in whatever way you deal with things. But I have seen it multiple times over the last few days. People, you know, excusing themselves, making videos to explain why they've made previous videos. And it's just, this here thing is about living without regret. That's the way I'm looking at it. Can you imagine this guy in particular that was giving me a hard time started out at the perfect time. I was looking at the year his channel came out. It was in around 2008, 2009, 2010, somewhere in around that region. He was quite young at the time. He was the perfect age, coming out at the perfect time. If he had kept going, goodness knows where that channel could have went. He had the potential to do whatever the heck he wanted to do with that channel. But he let the opinions of others cloud what he was doing, and that started coming out in aggression towards other users. Happens all the time. I have seen it countless times, not just in the YouTube space, but also the indie film space as well. You get the creators that have went to university, have gotten a degree, and you see someone like myself coming on 100% self-taught. You'll get a hard time for that as well, because you haven't paid the paper in their eyes. If you haven't got that piece of paper, you can't be making content. It's always down to something in the other person's life. They're striking out at you because of something that's happened to them. This guy getting a hard time making the vlogs, stopping, having that regret of not keeping going, coming out in aggression. You know, coming after people like myself, 100% self-taught. You haven't got the degree. In their mind, you shouldn't be doing it. That's on them. That's not on me. And you know, that decision, it comes from their own insecurities. But wasting time making videos to explain yourself and why you're doing the thing, it's a complete and utter waste of time. It's just something that, again, it's part of the process. Unfortunately, it's just something that you have to deal with. And it can be frustrating. I get it. If you're watching this video and you're in that spot, you're getting a hard time from people. I fully understand it. Get it 100%. It'll drive you absolutely insane if you let it get to you. But think about it this way. What's the regret going to be like 20, 30 years down the line? I'm 42 years old now. There's a lot of stuff I would love to do with these channels, the indie film stuff. You know, I am very much aware that I'm at about the midpoint of the journey of life right now. I'm middle-aged, no problem saying that, even though I look incredibly youthful. I know, I do look like a 22-year-old, I wish. But I just think about it. You know, you hit 65, 70 years old, you're looking back in your life, and we're all going to have regrets to a certain point and different things. Probably the only regret I will have then, looking back on it, is I didn't start a family. I'm 42 years old. I am not in a relationship. I was married and now have been divorced for what, 15 years or so at this point. No kids or anything. And I generally feel to myself right now, at 42 years old, it's a little bit on the old side to be starting a family right now. Even if I met someone tomorrow and the possibility of having children come up, it's just one of these things where I'm thinking to myself, you know what, I would have loved to, if that opportunity had came up, I'd have liked to have been a father in my mid-20s, mid to late 20s. That way, whenever the kids were hitting 18, 19, 20 years old, they're getting out into the real world, you would still be reasonably fresh yourself and could enjoy those years with them. But I just feel now, whenever if I was to start having kids, they start getting up to the 20 odd years old, like, you know, I'm going to be in the 60s heading for 70s at that point. It just feels that it's a bit on the late side for doing that. That's probably the only regret I will have in my final years. But as far as creating the sort of content that you want to create, it's all about scratching your own itch. And just, when I get to 70 and I'm in my wheelchair, I'm winding down The final whistle is coming up, going to blow. As far as the content creation thing goes, and the indie film sort of stuff goes, I'm not going to have any regrets. I've scratched those itches. Now, I haven't reached the levels that I would like to reach with them. There's a strong possibility I may never get there. But I'm out there trying it. I'm out there doing it. I'm out there. Right now, I'm recording this video and I'm going to stick it online. And whoever sees it will see it. If it helps them, it helps them. And that's all it's about at the end of the day. You know, if you're going to be sitting at 70 years old and thinking to yourself back in the golden age of YouTube, which technically we've kind of missed at this point, we're a very long way off YouTube not being a thing, or content creation not being a thing, but the golden age of the viral video uploading something and a lot of eyes seeing it straight away, those days are long gone, unfortunately. We're having to look at this stuff now like we're in Hollywood, to reference the indie film thing right now. If you're not factoring in an ad campaign budget with your budget for making a short film these days, it's the amount of eyes going to see it. It's not going to be high. It's not going to be a big amount. It literally is getting to that point now. The organic reach is gone, but it's all about just not regretting the thing. If you fancy trying something out, you need to do it for your own sake. You don't want to be sitting all these years down the line and looking back at that time and thinking to yourself, what would have happened if I had have tried it? Now, I am content in myself right now to try this, keep going at it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's all good, it's all fine and well. At least I've stepped up to the plate and took the swing, and you know, I've tried. Probably will fail. I'm not delusional by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not sticking videos online and expecting to become a super high paid individual in the content creation space. The chances of that happening aren't high either. It's not impossible if you're willing to put the work in, but you could put a lifetime work on and maybe not get anywhere with it either. That's just the game. It's just where we're at. That's just what it is. And I'm going to hit those final years waiting for the final whistle to go and looking back on this sort of stuff. No regrets. No regrets whatsoever. And that's the way you guys should be checking this stuff out as well. So if you're one of these people that let it get to you, and that's not to put you down, you're human at the end of the day. If someone's going to come at you and give you some hard times, of course it's going to annoy you. I'm not going to stand here and tell you I get a snide comment on the video and it doesn't hit me in some way, shape or form, but it's the way that I let it affect me now is the big factor in it right now. I take it for what it is. If it's a constructive piece of criticism, I'll take it on board, and if it's advice that's good advice and I can help the content get better, I'll take it. But if it's just somebody telling you to take a long walk off a short pier, I'll just take it for what it is too. You know, this guy, this person, whoever it may be, is coming at you from an angry standpoint, and that's one thing that has been consistent throughout the people that have been overly critical of me in the past. It has been someone, again, just to refer back to earlier, the guy that tried the vlogging channel and gave up on it, the indie creators that think you need that piece of paper to get yourself going. It's all insecurities on the part of the other person, and unfortunately, you know, any of the content that seems to grow quicker these days is that negative sort of stuff. So it's, you know, people act that way because they feel that it's the only way they can be heard as well, which is unfortunate. But keep going, scratch your itch. If you want to try this sort of stuff, you're not harming anyone by recording a video and putting your thoughts out there. So you do you, and don't worry about what anybody else thinks about it. Guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and if you do, don't forget to turn on that bell icon to be notified of future uploads. And please check out some of the other videos on this channel while you're here.